Hello, hello, hello. I am so sorry. Mark has told me I need to hook up the special converter box. What is it called? It's a capture box that I hook between my computer, between my computer and the camera so they can speak to each other. I totally forgot to do that tonight. I am so sorry. So I am here. I'll give you a few minutes to catch up with me, and then we'll get busy. I apologize, though. Okay, in fact, I want to go let the ladies know that I'm back. I had to restart it, and hopefully they can find me. One second, real quickly. So I'm excited. I'm a little disappointed in one way because I didn't get in the leaf fabric that I was hoping for so much. And so let me see. And so, but we've got plenty of things to work on, even if I don't have that. So here is the link to the new Thursday. Okay, whoops. All right, just wanted to make sure I gave it to everybody so it makes it a little easier for them to find me. All right, so hopefully they will. I apologize. It is frustrating to go to a site and then to have to leave and go to a new one. So let's go back and see where we. Oh, Linda found us and Laura found us. Thank you. I apologize. Mark has always told me to plug in my video capture card. And this is a thing that hooks between my laptop and my camera so that they can communicate so I can do this live stream. I totally forgot tonight. And I thought, well, maybe once it'll work. Oh, no, it didn't work. So I had to start and stop again, and I do apologize. So hello, everybody. I kept myself calm because I wanted to get flustered, but I kept myself calm and said, this is too important. Let's just get to the ladies. So as I was saying, I'm very disappointed. FedEx was supposed to have had my new fabric for the leaves on these Misty Woodland trees. It was supposed to have been here yesterday. And now it's kind of gone into this where I think they lost it because they're not talking about it anymore. And I go to look it up and it's just, there's no delivery date mentioned. And I understand it's a lot of packages to keep up with. And my little 2 yards of fabric aren't that important in the scheme of things. But to me, it's critically important. I want to finish this lovely quilt. So what was I looking? Oh, so anyway, I did get something in good this week. I got 2 things. Oh, the other one's under too much stuff. One is a little yard of fabric, and I'm not overly thrilled with it. The picture on the site looked a lot better than it was, but it was on sale. It was cheap. But one thing I did get is this is Pellon. It's a medium weight, fusible interfacing, and it was only $1.53 a yard. It's 20 inches. Tell you what, that almost looks more than 20, but it's 20 inches. I guess that's right. 20 inches. I ended up for $1.53 a yard. I got 15 yards. So this is a lot of interfacing, but every time I do an art quilt, every time I do a landscape, anytime I want to do something with thread painting, this is what you need to iron on the back of your fabric. First, iron and start your fabric on the front really good. Then press this on the back. And it really protects your work, keeps it looking smooth and nice. So I got that from ineedfabric.com. And if you look that up, and hopefully they still have that price, I thought that was extremely reasonable. And so I'm really happy I have that. All right, so I did get that in, although that even took weeks. Everything's slowing down. Have you noticed? So, oh, Charlene Lawson, I'm so excited. I got email from both our Charlenes. Hi, Patricia. And there's Miss Polly. I wonder if Miss Polly Doggy. Polly! I don't know if she'll hear me and come down, but my granddog is here with us again. There she comes. Hi, Miss Polly. You want to come here? Up. Come here. Oh, good girl. This is my granddog, Miss Polly, and she is the smartest girl, the best behaved, was top of her class at doggy obedience, and she loves her Nana. So that means she is just the bee's knees to me. So bye-bye, Polly. Are you going back up? Huh? She turned and looked at me. She's like, but Grandpa's up there. I've got to go see Grandpa. So anyway, but isn't she a cute one? And Patricia Fry has one almost just like it. Come here, Pollywog. Come here. Come here, good girl. Up. Oh, what a good girl. Come here. Up. Oh, you're so pretty. And she is my daughter's love. I mean, my daughter adores her. And she's such good company. All three of my kids are getting together this weekend at the lake where I used to take them camping every year. So she said, can you watch Polly for me? And of course I went, yes. Bye-bye, Polly. You could go up. She's so smart. We kept her last week for like 3 days too. Is that her tail? I see that tail over there. I see it. She was wagging her tail. But anyway, she's so smart. And so she acted like she was going to go with her mama. And then her mama said, no, you're going to stay here with Nana. She came over and sat down beside me. I said, she's the smartest thing. I tell you what, she's smarter than me. So anyway, poodles are incredible dogs. So, here's Maisie. Maisie, you want to come up and say hi? Ready? Oh, right. Maisie jumped up too. And this was the same daughter's doggy, but now with the change in family arrangement, she's come to live with me. And I'm enjoying it. Are you a good girl? Are you? Huh? Want to shake? Yeah. Oh, his delicate hands. She'll shake, but she's delicate. You're a mess. You're a stinker, aren't you? Yes, you are. She knows something is unusual. So, you better go see. They might be barking at a raccoon. So, and there she goes, the total opposite of Miss Polly. So anyway, here's Polly. But it's funny because they were formerly, sisters. And now when Polly comes over, Maisie gets real close. Like, she's not going to end up being your favorite, is she? So they're awfully cute. But I tell you what, having 4 dogs in the house is busy. And it's never quiet because one of them is bound to find something to talk about. So, yes, I don't know what I would do without my dogs. I dearly, dearly love them. All right, guys. Oh, and I want to tell you, my daughter, she got to the campsite and she said, I know it's been too long since I've been camping at the lake, this lake we love, Carr Lake. She said, I know it's been too long when I burst into tears as soon as I drive up. Oh, that just touched my heart. But every year, even when we moved to Maryland, we'd drive down from Maryland to North Carolina to go camping. And we dearly love that lake. It's in between Durham and South Hill. And it's a beautiful, your dog is a poodle mix. Poodle in anything makes a great dog, let me tell you. But anyway, so I went online real quick to check and see if there are any campsites coming up in the next few weeks, because I'd love to go again. But the only one that was available is 35 feet long. The driveway is for it. And our camper's 38. I think there's a little itty bitty problem there. I don't think they would appreciate if we stuck out in the road, you know? So darn it. But I wanted to go back to that lake. So who knows? I might just have to go up for the day and just play and enjoy myself. So anyway, all right. Well, let's get back to our quilt. And a Yorkie and a Poodle. Don't we love our dogs? Oh, but I was going to tell you, I got so excited because Charlene Lawson is also doing the Ricky Timms kaleidoscope. Yay! And she sent a picture, and I'll show you that tonight. So only 3 feet. And hi-end Diane 57, I'm getting the packages mailed out no later than tomorrow, Saturday. So some of you who weren't in the first group, I did hear a truck or something. Maybe it was my fabric being delivered. Okay, that's enough. But most likely it was the chewy dog food. So darn it. Anyway, but I'll have something to show you next week because I looked at all the different greens. I did not get something that's supposed to, oh, thank you. Thanks, Mark. And he's herding dogs, which is just about as fun as herding cats. And, but anyway, I think you're going to like the green fabric I got. I sometimes use realistic fabrics, but I try not to do it too much because anybody can do that. That's like using a sticker book of all the items on the page and just putting the sticker on. It's quick and satisfying in a way for 5 minutes, but it doesn't stay with you and it didn't take that much of your creativity. So for the most part, just remember that it's fine to get fabrics that have like a tree bark look, but if you get the actual items in the actual sizes, all you're really doing is cutting like a sticker and pasting it on. So what I like to do, and I think this fabric will show you, one of them I think might have a little bit, you have 3 sections. Charlene Lawson, that's wonderful. You won't believe what I did. I cut out the what I thought was going to make the great pattern 5, wedge 5. And I didn't like it. I looked at yours and I went, yeah, it's too dark for the center. So I'm going to make another 2 strata and choose a different fabric. So that's what I'm looking for. But, oh, you're having a vow renewal on Saturday. Honey, that's wonderful. I bet you it's a bunch of years. How many, sweetie? I hope the weather in Texas is going to cooperate with you, and that'll be lovely. With my kids coming to the lake 2 hours away from us, their weather is going to be perfect. 80 to 85 every day. I mean, you couldn't ask for better weather, especially because it's been in the upper 90s. So, all right, here is... But happy wedding renewal. Happy Thursday. Jody's here. 31. Diane, that is something to be so proud of, sweetie. Have a good wedding renewal. And, okay. So here is the quilt. And this, remember I told you I took the Golden Threads paper and made a drawing and to put over it. And that just helps me. And I pin it along the top. And what this does is it just helps me make sure that I'm staying on target with the design. All right. So here it is. Hi, Lisa. You are so nice. You are the sweetest thing, Miss Lisa. We love you to bits. And I can't wait to come back and see how your quilt went. And any of you, if you're interested in doing a quilt block along, Miss Lisa did, I think it was called a Farmer's Christmas. What was it? Oh, gosh, Miss Lisa, I did, off the top of my head, it disappeared, but she was doing a block a day, and you really want to check it out. And what I loved about it, it's a Christmas quilt, but you don't have to do it in traditional colors. The designs themselves, even the word joy, the designs themselves let you know, oh, gorgeous reindeer that she designed, that let you know it is Christmas. So please check that out on Miss Lisa Cape and Quilt site. She's got so many people doing very, very well. So I'm really proud of Miss Lisa. But anyway, here is this quilt. Now, I have a few problems with it. And, oh, aren't they? She does such a good job. And now I'm having a few problems. It's supposed to look very, very pale, and trying to get other light tones of, I love using batiks because of the coloration in them, but I ended up getting it just a little too dark, and I'll have to pull up my inspiration photo. But this, it's just looking too choppy. And the main thing I want you to feel when you look at it is that bright light that kind of makes everything kind of fade into just the brightness. And let me pull up. Oh, thank you, Charlene. I'm just having a little problem, and I went and looked again through my stash because, you know, I pulled fabrics first, but sometimes in the middle, you have to stop and regroup and try again. Oh, and there is our crumb block. I have that free pattern that you are welcome to have. Just send me a email, and I will send you the free pattern, and even the paper piece foundation pattern I will include. And that's at Our Time to Quilt at twc.com. So if you send me an email to that email address and say, I'd love the crumb quilt block pattern, I will send it to you. So I find that when I sit down to work on that, it flies by. I'm so tickled. But if you think about it, over half of it is just two pieces of fabric. The khaki color and then the white. And then the little pieces, the little crumbs. Oh my gosh, I have saved crumbs that are this big. They work perfect on the outermost, the smallest little triangles. So it truly is a crumb quilt. And it is so easy to make a totally unique design. So Sunday we'll be trying to kind of get finished up with this. I've got to get busy. I'm trying to do too many things at once, but when the Ricky Timms kaleidoscope, I said, I need a challenge, something to really kind of go, how do I make that work? And it's challenging. Oh, I know what I was going to tell Charlene Lawson. So the first pair of strata that I chose and started cutting out, the template 5, number 5, I thought it was going to be prettier than it was, but the star was too dark and it just didn't do anything for me. So don't tell Ricky Timms, but I've changed strata. So I'm going to have to make at least one more strata to have enough to then turn that. I only cut 2, I think, 2 wedges out of it. So I need to make one more whole strata. I've got the fabric, might as well take the time, but I'm going to go lighter for the star and something a little more dramatic. But when I saw Charlene Lawson's, I went, yeah, that looks better. So anyway, all right. Oh, sweetie, you're such a dear heart. There's Miss. I've been sending Hetty because, you know, she lives in South Africa, and it was going to be so expensive to mail her a ironing board cover, even though it was a cool ironing board cover. But I decided to send her free patterns that I've been collecting over the years. And so just every week or two, I'm just going to send her a few more. And she was so gracious to not mind me doing that. So anyway, but $26 to send a $5 ironing board cover just didn't make sense. So anyway, okay. So let's now look at this. Oh yeah, I did actually. I really did like it. Thank you. I love your feedback because that's what I thought too. I love this. It looks like a photo of the kaleidoscope. Um, 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 if you go to thequiltshow.com, oh gosh, Charlene, you might have to help me, sweetheart. Um, thequiltshow.com and click on, what is it you click on? Oh, my brain. Okay, here we go. Now, you know that this is the line where the brightness is. And I tacked this one down because I just wanted to get an idea. And a fabric that has movement. Yeah, mine was so dark you don't notice the movement. I'm hoping the one I've picked out, it's good you told me that because I haven't cut out the new one. But good job. Good job. So let me pull up the inspiration fabric for this. All right. Nope, not crumb quilt. Hold on. It's here somewhere. I will find it. Today, my daughter came to bring the puppy by, and I kind of jolted awake a little too soon. And I have been foggy all day. I don't know if any of you ever have that. And I guess I came. Oops. What did I do? Okay. Well, I hope this is okay. All right. Here is my inspiration. Okay. Oops. I wish I could, block that. Here's the inspiration. The main one, this is the main one I'm doing for this area right here. I've used several others for the woods on the side and even another one to do the striations of the sun coming through. So, but this is the one where I'm doing this. And see how this, I wish I could show it better. I'm worried it's not showing it good enough. But it is so pale. You don't see a lot of too much definition, but you do see some. Okay, so that's what I'm going for, and mine is looking too choppy. Okay, so you're going to go to Houston, you lucky thing. Woohoo! Oh, that's wonderful. Oh, click on learn. Okay, that's good. So you go to thequiltshow.com, click on learn, and it'll take you to Ricky Tim's kaleidoscope. And that way it'll show you there are different pictures. And if you look up the book on that site too, that says cool with a K, cool kaleidoscopes. And you'll see a bunch of different ones. So, all right. So one of the things that I need to do is and this is why I've gone back to using the school glue. I have this glue out here only because when I go to put down the tool, I'm going to use that glue because it will hold it right from the beginning. All right, now here's my school glue. All right. Now, one of the problems I have, I've got these little limbs that were coming out from a great big evergreen tree. And let me pull this up because this didn't show because this is too dark behind it. All right. Look, and one of the problems when you cut little bits, the end can just tear right off, but that's okay. I will repair it. That's not a problem. But pull that glue back. And here's an even lighter one that I did because I wanted to show the graduation between the darkest evergreen limb, then it gets a little bit lighter, then it gets a little more bold and lighter still, and then it gets so light it starts to lose a little bit of color. This one I'm going to have to cut a new one. I've accidentally torn off 2 tips. So I've got the fabric, I just have to find it, and I will cut a new one. All right, so now I've pulled those branches back. And in fact, while I'm here, I need to pull these back because I'm going to put the tool behind these. So let me pull these back too, because when I do the tool, that will go in behind. All right, this is just too bright. And so I'm taking this off. All right. And these dark branches here will also come back off carefully because the tool will go in there. And this is the only way to do it so that you really do get that misty look, okay? So now I'm going to try to find something lighter than this. That, in a way, no, I don't think it does it. I brought over all kinds of things. If I wanted a little like wildflower color, I could use this. Now this is too light because see what this looks like? So I think that's going to be a no. Now this would work. This is darker than this. Then, if I were to get a very light part of this, this is a maybe. And then I picked these, and I love these little dots. Let me see. This is Hoffman Fabrics. Not Kaufman, but Hoffman Fabrics. And these little dots make really good leaves. There's not a leaf on there, but when you cut them into a tree shape, they do really well. And look, I've got the lighter and the darker. You're not sure if you're taking a class or not. I love taking classes. This is a literal leaf, but honestly, it looks too cartoony to use in this because I'm really going for more of a fine art, so to speak, realistic look. So now what I'm going to do is cut a piece, and don't be afraid to cut a hunk out of your fabrics because that is what they're here for. People, I am very frugal. Let's face it, I'm cheap as they come. But when I make a landscape quilt, we're just talking about a few inches anyway. So grab a hunk of this fabric right out, and you can always put it in your scrap bag or keep it in I have a bag of scraps in my landscape, and where I pick the lighter things. And in fact, let me see something. What did I do with the piece I tore off? Oh, here it is. Okay, so what's good for me to do? Remember how I tell you, if you draw a line and it's in the wrong place, don't erase that line and then draw another one because you'll end up doing the same mistake again. So here, what I want to do, now the glue is on this side. So here's the side I had up. Is this one lighter? And the truth is, yes, it is. So now I'm going to try to cut that shape and put it in here. And I just have to fold these things back so they don't get in my way. All right, let me real quickly. Do I have any yellow? I sure do. I have plenty of yellows. And I've been keeping my room perfectly clean. Well, now I've dragged a whole bunch of fabric out again. And here is, I started with a yellow-green, almost a celadon. And then look at this pale butter yellow. Isn't that beautiful? Then I did more earthy yellows because I pull out everything, anything I think I might use. This is a great, I'm going to keep that one out. But I've gone the whole range from orangey yellows to brown yellows to the palest little lemon. So I'm going to keep these handy, and this might end up working for some sun rays. So yes, good question. And remember last week I showed you that the fabric before was greenish blue. Oh, well, honey, I've been doing this since 1990, so I better have a few things. But the fabric first was a greenish blue, and this is the wash I put on using Dynaflow paint, the paint sampler, using this yellow mixed with a little water. So it gave it a wonderful yellowed out look. So let me go real quick and look for the inspiration. I wish I had printed it. Let me see if I can print it now. But, that I know why I didn't print it, because it's so tiny and I haven't found a way to enlarge it so that it will still be clear. So when I'm just working on this at home, then, whoops, come on. When I work on this here, I just bring it up on my computer, big like this, and then work on it. But this is the clump of branches that I was trying to get, and I ended up getting it too dark. So what I'm going to do is bring this in. Let me see. I like a little bit more of a grayed out green. So let me get the pencil. Hold on. All right. And I'm going to look on the thing and kind of just... Now, when I get working on this, I have found I don't need to draw it. I can just look at when I really get into it, I can just look at the inspiration and get an idea of what it's doing. Okay. And what I like about this is, and remember, just be very, very wiggly. No straight lines in nature. Just be very, very wiggly. Okay. Now, there are a couple little points that are too sharp, so I just want to get off some of these sharp points. All right. So now, this one, oh, I see where this is. Okay. So this one is supposed to be behind, so I'm going to need to put a slightly lighter one in front of this, or maybe I will just cut the excess off. So let me do this. And I am not fussy. Like, I just cut this. If I make a mistake, I pull the fabric out and use a new one. I am not going to be fussy, because if I'm too fussy, then I find that it slows down that creative spirit. If you're too picky with yourself, you will slow down that creative spirit, and you need to just let it flow. You can always come back and change it. So don't overthink it. That is a problem I have with most things in life. And this is fun not to be overthought. There is absolutely nothing bad that's going to happen to you if you don't get this just right. And nothing bad at all. Now let me look. That might still, I think, whoops, let me turn it this way. Oh, that was better. Let me see. Let me turn it this way. I'm still wondering if it is too dark. Now, let me try one more thing. I'm going to get my white. Let me find my pencil sharpener. And you keep a pencil sharpener with the Inktense pencils, but don't sharpen them too pointed, because when you take off the extra wood, you're also taking part of the dye with it. So you know, you're not going to get it perfectly sharp all the time. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here with this because I want to see if it's going to work. I'm leaving a dark edge because in the inspiration, it is a bunch of tree branches, and I want to leave the dark light look, but I want to see if I can lighten this up. All right, so let's see. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, I wanted something very soft, so I got a sponge brush, nice, soft. This is the kind I have is chrome acryl textile medium. But as long as it says textile medium or aloe gel, I thin it out with a little water. But I have found that if you just use water with the ink tints, it will kind of wash the color out. Stays more vibrant if you use a textile medium. So I'm just going to come in here and brush this on, and it makes that paint bloom. See? So now let me put this back in place here, and I'm looking at my elements here. Okay, I think this needs to come down just a little. Try to tuck it behind this tree. All right. Let me come back in with just a little more. And don't just use the white. I also have sun yellow. And so I'm going to come in here with the yellow. I'm just going to try to dull down some of that green. And remember, as long as the fabric is wet, it's going to look darker. So please don't worry. So I might go ahead and just put this on, let it dry, and see. If worse comes to worse, I will pull it back up. Let me tell you why I'm not switching yet. Because that's kind of too pale, I'm afraid. It's lighter than the background. And although I think I do want, let me cut a piece of this. This is a wonderful pale batik that is, in fact, I wish I had found this first. This would have been an amazing background for this area. And like I say, it's never too late if you want to change things out. So let me roll this back up. And I store everything on those comic boards, which are made for comic magazines, and they are wonderful. Yeah, this is going to be too light, but I'm just curious, what if this were the background? See, I feel like that's just too washed out. So sometimes you might not get exactly what you're looking for, but don't let it get you down. Just keep working with it and see. You could even take some white acrylic paint, because see, now this is looking too green. This actually is looking better than that. Let me see if I can press it, dry it, and see if it's any better. Hold on just a second, guys. This is the part of landscape quilting. It's very subjective. When you're piecing something, it's real easy to see if it's right or not. But this gets very subjective. And I'm looking now and it's like, Let me see if I can find another piece of this and try to find a lighter area. So let me see. No, and I've got this. Maybe this would be better. Let me try this, guys. Ladies. Okay. So if I want to cut Let me see. And I want to stay in the light area, but I love it when, now see, this is supposed to be kind of a grass print, but I love that it's not perfect because, you know, it doesn't show perfect grass because then you can use it for all kinds of things. Let me see if this will work. All right. All right, let's see. I need to get it more uneven. All right. This might be it right there. I'm thinking here are my other two choices would be this or this. And you know, once this got wet, I'm just afraid it just got more robust looking. So I'm thinking that's going to be it. And it gives the impression of a tree that's coming back in that area. And so that's, I think, I've got to come back and see what you're saying. Hold on. Okay. Okay. Here, oh. You think that, okay, yeah. I was thinking the pale lemon might look really good for the sun rays. So, okay. Hi, Marcia. Nice to see you, sweetie. You know what? I just looked at the back of this. Remember how I said always check the back? Now I'm, I don't know. I'm afraid this is a little darker. I think with this one, I might stick with this. All right. How did I have this? Let me see. Got to pop back. Oh, good job having FaceTime chat with your grandson. My son's been trying to get a hold of me, and I've been too busy, and he's been so busy, and so we're going to keep trying. All right. Let me bring this up. All right. Yeah, I'm thinking that this is the best. Now, you know what I might do? I'm wondering if maybe I want a swath of this right here. Ooh, let me see. And maybe if there's an area, this is where it gets so subjective and so finicky. But let me see if I have an area that has a little bit more definition. But you know, this would even be wonderful for a background of a quilt. Just something different and unusual. I'm going to tear out a larger piece of this because I want to be able to pick and choose where the little striations are. I'm going to put this aside and I'll fold it up later. I promise. I'm trying so hard to keep my room clean. And let me press this. I hate it when it's all wrinkled. I feel like I can't get a good understanding of how it's going to work. So let me give a little press. All right. What I'm aiming for tonight, is it already 8:21? Oh, what I'm aiming for is I wanted to get the tulle on tonight. So now I wanted a swath of this kind of through. Okay, so I'll put it behind this one. And, okay, I think I know what I'm going to do. All right, let's see. And just really give it an uneven swath. And this is going to be, I don't have to do the whole back with it, because on my inspiration, there's a certain area that's so pale, and this is doing a great job. All right. And one of the things I need to do is to bring down my tree trunks farther. So let me lift these out, because all of a sudden I went, oh, I have too much light space without these tree trunks, and it threw everything off, you know? So I'll now take also and glue this back down, because I do like this. And then if I can bring my trees down further, I will be happier, because they're too far up from the pathway. They're supposed to be like right over here. So I will be bringing those down. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and glue this in. Let me see. Okay. And you don't have to stick strictly to, don't feel like you have to stick strictly to your inspiration. It is an inspiration, not a requirement. And it's supposed to inspire what creativity you've come up with. Now I'm going to continue this just a wee bit more and pull this tree up, and this tree is going to come down in front of this. Actually, I have to pull these two trees up. All right, put some glue in here and put this in, and then I'll pull these down. So then let's get this brought down, and this is going to come right down over the edge, okay, because this part is actually little farther back. This is one of the transitions in between the lightest. This is the darkest. This is the lightest. This is going to be a transition tree that's a little bit of both, okay? So now I think I like where that is. So I'm going to get it tucked in, and hopefully these evergreen branches, when I put them back on it, they will, where is this one? They'll show a little bit more. All right, so they're going to be right there. Everything is about layering. These are more of the foreground than any of these. Okay. Now, let me get my tree fabric and come back in, and I love tearing it because it gives it a more natural edge. All right. All right. Now, then let me bring my iron over, give it a really good press. Then I can trim it down. Okay. All right. Now these are all I'm going to trim this whole piece. I'm going to fold it in fours, and so I can trim it all down at once. And remember, don't have it perfectly straight. The only really pretty straight tree is a pine, and I don't think these are that. Okay, so just kind of, don't vary too much, but don't make it perfectly straight. All right, let me get that out of the way. Oops, let me go back to y'all. I lost the picture, and hopefully I didn't lose y'all. Does it look better? Okay. I'm so glad, Charlene, you had that time with your grandson. Okay, so this one, I think I'm going to move these just a touch anyway. So let me get these. And this, I've got to cut this down even farther. So this one is going to go from here to about here. So I'm going to go ahead and cut the length. And then I'm going to come in, and you know a tree is a little wider on the bottom and goes a little narrower on the top. So I'm going to go ahead and trim this. And I like to tuck the base in behind some greenery so you don't have to deal with the trunk. And I'm going to be using these trees on the back side of this tree fabric because it is going to be in the ultralight area and you just want them kind of ghost trees. So here is the front and here is the back, and that should be just right. If I wanted a touch darker, I can easily come in and, okay, let's see. That might be a wee bit big. Let me go look at my inspiration again. Hold on, guys. I'll be right back. All right, come on, inspiration. Okay, let's see. Okay, so I've got this tree here. The inspiration is only a third of the width of that. So I've got to go just a touch thinner. I like looking, and when you try to get proportions, look at something else near it and say, what is its size compared to? So compared to that, what have you got? So, well, all right, trim this off up here just a little. Now, let's see. Okay. So now I'm going to bring this down. This is the edge. This is the edge of the walkway. So I'm going to bring it down to about here. That looks much better. Much, much, much better. Okay. And what I will do is cut a little piece of fabric to go right in front of it. I think that'll work really good. So let me get the glue on here. And the fabric in front of it is going to be just a little touch darker. All right, so I'm thinking right about there. That, I think that's pretty good. Now I've got a lot of things pulled up and folded up, so I'm just going to come in here and give everything a little bit of a press just to keep them neat and tidy so I can see what I'm doing. Now, I might as well go ahead and pull this up. Okay. So, with this one, this is going to be a tree by the inspiration. This is a leaning tree. You know, you wouldn't believe how beaten up and unhealthy woodlands can be. Everyone thinks they're all pristine, but you have trees at so many different stages, and some of them are getting ready to fall down. I mean, they're just, okay, this is going to come over to about here, so I will go ahead and cut this here. Whoops, all right. So now I will come put some glue on this, and this one is coming over and back but leaning behind this one, but it's over and back just a little. Okay, there we go. All right, now let's see. Yeah, that's just too bright. Sadly, that's too bright. I was looking, ooh, this might be good for this piece that I had already used. I think this would be a pretty good little top area for these trees because they are the top of them is just a little more pronounced. So let me get this and see how this might work. All right, here we go. So this is going to go up there. And that way, because it is darker than this little shaft of light. So I can put this, I think that might work really, really well. Okay. And it's just this kind of tweaking. Take your time. And I was trying to tell y'all that, when I have sat down to work on this, sometimes I'm just not in the mood. And I think, well, to be artistic, shouldn't you be in the mood? And no, not necessarily. Now, this next one's going to go kind of this way, and then there's going to be one that's kind of straight. So, all right, so let me go back to see what y'all are saying. I have to keep working back and forth. So, I'm not sure about this George Lucas, but please, George Lucas, tell us why we should let you stay, because I'm not real sure. All right, so now I don't have that much more time. Let me see what I can do. But I'm going to make this one. Make sure you make the trees different sizes. And this is a clump of trees. So it means they were all started. They probably all came up reasonably the same time. But they're not exactly. Oh, that's a cute one, Marsha. I love it, hon. So, let's see. Okay. If he is still directing, he needs to give women more than a token role as heroes of his movies. There we go. I got it said. All right. Now, so this one's going to go. And I think I'm going to tuck this in behind. Okay. So let me get my scissors let me see. Maybe I'll just pull it up. There we go. And this one's going to kind of head out this direction. But it's a nice little clump of trees. And it gives you, by using the back side of the fabric, really all works to give you that illusion of distance and in shadow and light. And I love this. I love this. I have learned more making this than I thought I could. I really have. All right, so now I'll put that there. And then I might leave these where they are because at least I did this clump. So, and this one's supposed to have a vine on it or something growing up. I'm not sure it works. I may have to do something with that. But you're not the director. Are you a quilter or someone who loves art? There we go. We like having people in. We just sometimes worry because we've been very fortunate not to have a lot of troublemakers. But we want to know you're somebody who can appreciate some of this, and that would mean a lot. All right. So now I'm going to put this one here. All right. Whoops. Do I have it? Whoops. Let me bring it down just a touch more. Okay. All right. Good job, Nick. Okay. That works for us. We like any kind of artist, crocheters, knitters, painters, you name it. All right. So now, and this one's going to end up going back here. So now let's look at, okay, I've got to pull this out of the way. Got to pull all of this out of the way. And let me go back and one more time, look at my inspiration because I have to do that. the thing is, I love how the inspiration looks, and I want to make sure that I've done enough. I think I need to add one more tree, but let's move on real quickly and just, let me see, where is my white tool? I'm trying to find my white tool. It's around here somewhere. Well, I might have to use the gray for now until I can find the white. But let's say that I've got everything here the way I like it. And I pull back anything that's going to be in the foreground, okay? And I have to pull back my leaning tree because that's in the foreground, and the tool is only going to be what's in the background, okay? So I pull this back like this. Now you see why I love school glue. And I'm going to keep messing with this a little bit. So I'm not ready to put it down for good. But what I wanted to show you is you decide how many layers of tool you need to give it that misty glow, okay? You decide how many layers. And what I'm going to do to put it in place is I'm going to use some tacky glue. And the reason I'm going to use some tacky glue, I'm going to use something that'll hold it down good at first, okay? But you can see, here it is without the tool. Look at it with the tool. Can you see how it gives it that misty, foggy look? All right. So I would take and put lots of little tiny dots, and then lay it flat to let it dry. And then what's going to be so cool is when you want to come in over it and make things look in front of it. You know, there are going to be branches and stuff, especially when you put this back over top, then you still have that hazy, faraway look, but you have your bright foreground items that are going to make this thing really pop. So, like if you had some leaves like this coming off of this curved branch, you can see the hazy. We first worked with light and pale and grayed out fabrics, see? Then we came over with the tool because see this now? And look here. Do you see the difference it gives? It might be subtle on the camera, but it's really good to your eye in person. And then that way, and I would cut, what I would do is glue it on first, let it dry, come along and cut it exactly, and cut a little, little bit of a squiggle, or cut it so it tucks in behind these trees. Then you would come along and lay the things back over it. And there you've got such depth. So next week, hopefully I'll have my other fabrics in, and I will show you how I put on the tool. I will make sure. If I don't wait until then to do it, I'll film it and put it on a little piece of film. But I want you to be able to look. Now let me do something really quickly. And I'm going to hold it up and see if you think, let me pin a couple things here. But see if you think that the changes I made tonight are a little better. But Tool has the ability to make something look slightly faded, slightly recessed, and still let the color, let the design come through, but in a much paler form. So let's see. Okay. Let's see now. I'll hold this up so you can see it. And Let's see. All right. Whoops. Look, let me get my golden threads paper. So translucent and wonderful. But, and see, when these go back over in front of the tool, that instantly says foreground versus background. And I actually think I do like this. I've lost your chat. Oh, no. But anyway, I think it's coming along. I think you can actually see it's stepping back to show the distance. I do think that I will I'll use a little Inktense pencil in bark color to kind of highlight the trees just a touch to, better match these. But I like that I've brought them down now. It makes sense now when the path changes directions. It's because there would be trees there if you're not walking over it or don't have it plowed up. So I think it's working, and I can use Inktense anywhere I want to kind of draw it in. So it's on the right path, and next week, I really hope, because the fabric better be here, I really hope to put the finishing touches on that for you. And just don't forget, I love Inktense pencils, and use a gel medium, a textile medium, something to it. The pencil lead, so to speak, is really dye. And you can use water, but it'll make it run and seep and fade. And aloe gel or textile medium really keeps the colors more brilliant. So, and I'll be doing more of that next week. We're going to want to do a little outlining, a little shadowing to really give it that punch. So that's what we'll do next week. So now I want to show you a few things you've sent to me this week, because we love seeing what you're working on. Okay, let me get this down. And let me see if I can figure out where the, I don't know where the chat went. Come on, chat. I hate when it does this. Acts up on me. All right. Let's go look at your pictures. I'm sorry I can't see what you might be saying because I don't know where the chat is. So somehow I hit something. All right. Let's see your stuff. All right. And just to show you again, here is one of my inspirations for this. That's the one where I'm going to teach you how to do the rays coming through. And you don't do them on the front of this. So that's another thing that I've got to make sure that I run behind, but I don't do over the foreground. There's got to be some foreground. And now mine is a little darker in front, so I have to make sure just to do them in the area where the sun is actually getting through. Now, let's go to the next one. And whoops, not that one. Let's try it again. And this is the main inspiration I am using for that opening. And what I like is having in between the trees, you see the light in the forest behind it. That gives it depth. See over here, you got little light peeking through the foreground leaves. The foreground leaves are darker because they're on this side, but you have to leave enough openings that you're peeking through at the light. I tried to leave this little bit lighter, but I couldn't figure out how to make that look like some sun got through and still make this the center of attention. So I'm having a little trouble with that. So let's go to your photos. We have Alexis. I do think I saw her here, and I absolutely love her talent. So George Lucas, we appreciate all different kinds of talent. She does all of her embroidery and beadwork by hand. We think she's pretty special. All right, now let's see who we're going to now. Miss Betty. Oh my gosh. Look at her bird. I think that is just amazing. We love it, Miss Betty. Then look at this wonderful beach scene. And I just love how she did loose threads to look like the froth of the water. I love she added some real shells down here. I love the hand stitching to look like the beach dune grass. I mean, she really put a lot into this, and it works. So wonderful, Miss Betty. Wonderful. Okay. Now let's see. Oh, got to see Charlene. She has been working on Ricky Tim's kaleidoscope. And that is going to be very striking. I'm very excited. You did a wonderful job. And once she gets all of her strata cut up and ready, then she'll start the piecing. I peeked forward to see, what do we do next? So, and he says, cut them, but don't sew them. And she's listening to his instructions perfectly. But I love the center of her star. Mine is so dark you don't see movement. But isn't that wonderful fabric? Looks all bubbly and wonderful. Good movement in her fabrics. Even this one right here. Great movement. Way to go, Miss Charlene Lawson. Okay. Now, here we go. And I know most of these aren't art quilts, but I was so excited to see these. We'll show them more on Sunday. Now, this one's an art quilt. I love it. This is a great landscape. And way to go. I just love it. All right. So now close this out. And I just think this one is so cute. And I don't know if she took a Santa panel and cut it, or if she pieced the Santa herself. Either way, it is precious. Just charming. All right, let's see what else we have. I do want to show you. Let me see something. My granddaughter went and had her hair styled and colored, and I think she looks fabulous. School will be starting in another week and a few days, and she's getting ready. So, wonderful look, Charlotte. And I was hoping... Let me see. These are my strata for the Ricky Tims. And I was hoping that I had a photo of her wonderful clothing design. And I don't see it right off the top of my head, so I'll make sure I have it here for Sunday. All right, let's go back to the beginning and see where we're going. And let me see. Did Miss Jeannie put something on here? I'm not sure that they're art quilts. Oops, okay, takes me right back to there. Okay, let's see. Miss Jody, we've got to show. Look at she is doing a wonderful series. And they're silhouette style quilts. And she's doing a series of all the early horror film stars. And her latest is this one. And he is so dramatic. I mean, she got that insect eye down perfect, or that amphibian eye perfect. I love that. Way to go, Miss Jody. You are incredible, girlfriend. So, now let's see where we're going now. Miss Linda sent us some more of her wonderful talent. I tell you what, these are so popular now, and Miss Linda does them perfectly. It looks like a bird sitting on something. I mean, I just love all the things, the hand stitches, all the different things she puts together. Look at this. Isn't that wonderful? And that is, look at her boho beads. She outdid herself on those. I love them. And you know what? Look at what's in your sewing room junk drawer. You wouldn't believe the little tiny bits and bobs you have that would be wonderful in a boho bead. I love the birds with the, what do you call that? There's a name for that collage fabric. That is so wonderful. Love it. And then look at her felting. Is that the cutest mouse you've ever seen? And there's one more. Ready? Isn't that cute? I love that one. Almost looks like a grandpa a grandpa. Did I say rabbit? I meant mouse. Looks like a grandpa mouse with a beard. So I love your mice. They're beautiful. Okay, let's see who else. Okay, let's see. All right. And that was, okay. I'm not sure if Lisa, yes, she does have some art quilts. Here are Miss Lisa's quilts. Lovely, lovely. I love that. You know, it's just so much you can create with just what you have around you. Oh, and Miss Marcia, of course, you know she did an outstanding job on her fabric beads. And they're fun. I find them very addictive. You can sit and watch TV and relax. And what fun are they? Now, let me see. I'll save this. Well, I can show you her landscape quilt would be considered an art quilt. There it is. It looks like my camera's taking a long time to focus. I apologize for that. All right, now let me see. Miss Nadine. Oh my gosh, she can't join us because right now it's in the middle of the night in Germany, but she is so talented, and her sewing room is upstairs, and it's a little warm in the summer to do that kind of work upstairs. So she is doing stamping and painting and embellishing downstairs, and it's gorgeous. It is really pretty. I think she's so talented. So let me show you a few more of these things. I'll show them all to you on Sunday. I'm sorry I've run a little bit out of time. But I think this woman has such talent and such vision. And she's really bringing a lot to life. So way to go, Miss Nadine. Let me see. I don't know if I can turn this one. Boom, boom. But I love this leaf man. He is amazing. So way to go, Miss Nadine. All right, let's see who else we have. Let's see what Miss Patricia. Oh, I know this is not necessarily art quilts, but we love to see your studios. And here is hers. And here's her fabric pressed and ready to be put away. And here is her wonderfully creative. I mean, everything is so reachable. It's all right there for her. I know she loves it. I think this might be a serger over here. And here is a sewing machine. And just wonderful. Wonderful cutting table area right here. That ironing board right there. I love it. Way to go, Miss Patricia. And here's some stash of all different kinds of things. And she's very smart. She goes to thrift shops and looks for different fabrics that other people didn't want. And I think that's brilliant. Okay, I mean, that's recycling at the finest. Okay, Miss Polly, I love her tartan quilt. Love, love, love that. Let's see, who else has, whoops, I didn't mean to do that, so let's go back. Oh, okay, and I'll try to make sure that next time I'm not so off kilter. So Sherry, did Sherry have art quilt stuff? Well, she has a wonderful tote, and I think that is worth highlighting and celebrating. All right. I think we're just about at the end. So, got to show this. Oh, my goodness. Look at Miss Teresa Louise's dog. She is doing a collage dog, and she is doing a splendid job. That is remarkable. I love it. You just start on a foundation fabric. In this case, it looks like muslin, and you just work it out. And that's where, don't forget, having a nice medium face. I've moved up from the lightweight interfacing because I've found it needed a little bit more heft, especially when you start doing the thread painting. is you don't want it to draw up or pull or twist. So that is, I back all of my art quilts with fusible interfacing, and then I starch them so that I end up having a much easier time. And let me see, I'm trying to find out how, hold on just a second. I want to find y'all, my chat. I'm missing it, but I haven't figured out how to find it yet. So, nope, I didn't mean to go off the page. So anyway, well, I can't see you to know what you're asking or saying, but if you just send me your questions at Our Time to Quilt at twc.com, I'd be happy to answer. And I just want to show you real quickly, this is a fabric bead necklace that I made a couple weeks ago. And I really, really enjoy it. And it's so colorful, it can go with many different colors. But it's a way to celebrate this fabric in my life that's made such a difference to me. So I love it. Fabric beads. All right. You have a great Friday, because it's Friday Eve. Have a great Friday. And I will see most of you on Sunday. And we're going to be busy on the crumb quilt. And then I'll show you my progress on Ricky Tim's Kaleidoscope Ultimate Mystery. All right, take good care. Charlene, keep sending me photos. It keeps me inspired. So I want to be able to keep up with you on this kaleidoscope. Take care. Have a great Friday, everyone. Bye-bye. I don't